Trump cuts more than $400 million in grants to Colombia over anti-Semitism concerns, potentially more to come. The slashed funding comes amid a review of more than $5 billion in federal grant commitments going to Colombia. The Trump administration announced on Friday that will rescind more than $400 million in federal grants to Columbia University, citing concerns over rising anti Semitism on campus and the school's failure to address it. Earlier this week, the Department of Health and Human Services, Education, and the U.S. General Services Administration announced the initial of a comprehensive review of more than $5 billion in federal grant money that goes to Colombia, in light of ongoing investigations for potential violations of Title VI of the Civil Rights Act related to anti Semitism on campus. It has only been 4 days since the Trump administration's announcement of this review, but the agencies have already begun slashing funds. Sources familiar with the matter, who asked it to remain anonymous, say that more than $400 million in federal grant funds from HHS and DoED will be rescinded from Colombia as a result of the anti Semitism that is allegedly continuing on campus. As the review of Colombia's grant dollars continues, additional federal funding could be rescinded. Sources familiar with the review said. The university faced ongoing anti-Israel protests this week, reminiscent of the student encampments that enveloped Colombia and subsequently campuses across the country, following Hamas' attack on innocent Israelis on October 7, 2023. Students swarmed and attempted to take over a library on campus, leading to 9 arrests Wednesday, according to the New York Post. Linda McKeeman, the Trump administration's Secretary of Education, visited the campus on Friday to meet with university leaders and discuss the ongoing concerns related to anti Semitism. Americans have watched in horror for more than a year now as Jewish students have been assaulted and harassed on elite university campuses, repeatedly overrun by anti Semitic students and agitators. Unlawful encampments and demonstrations have completely paralyzed day to day campus operations, depriving Jewish students of learning opportunities to which they are entitled. Mahon said in a statement earlier this week. Institutions that receive federal funds have a responsibility to protect all students from discrimination. Colombians apparent failure to uphold their end of this basic agreement raises very serious questions about the institution's fitness to continue doing business with the United States government. To move the move to slash more than $400 million in grant funds to Colombia is in line with President Donald Trump's executive order calling for a crackdown on anti Semitism, particularly on college campuses. As part of this EOAS, the Trump administration established a multi agency task force to combat anti Semitism. Its first major action was the review of Colombia's grant funds. We are reviewing the announcement from the federal agencies and pledge to work with federal government to restore Colombia's federal funding, a spokesperson from Colombia said in a statement. We take Colombia's legal obligations seriously and understand how serious this announcement is and are committed to combating anti Semitism and ensuring the safety and well being of our students, faculty, and staff.